go ahead and do our live introduction over here. Good morning, and welcome back to another morning show with your host, Dr. Tanner. Here we coach real estate investors and help them narrow their focus on their number one goal and hold you accountable to taking consistent action towards this number one goal. We want to make sure that we're getting things done, and we need somebody in our corner. But for now, for our free outlet to give content back to the people who have helped us along the way, we do this morning show to go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises for all entrepreneurs to help benefit themselves. This morning, happy Veterans Day, and bless. I tried wearing some type of red, white, and blue mix, but thank you to all the veterans for all that you do, the imperial sacrifices, whether it's deployments or just training, the things that you guys do on a daily basis. Can't thank you enough for creating this amazing, great country. I know it's very easy for a lot of people to get caught up in the politics. We just had elections. I know it's easy to get caught up in like world affairs or, maybe our government mishandling money and this and that. But what stays true and what stays the same is the fact that soldiers every single day are going out there and putting their lives on the line. And that is an ultimate sacrifice that I will never understand, nor, if I'm being blatantly honest, do I want to understand that. But I am very grateful and I appreciate you guys greatly. I'm going to do my part to try and educate and try to help and try to give back to people in my own way. But I understand that the physical and mental sacrifices that you guys make between that and your families and everything every single day, can't even comprehend. So thank you so much to all the veterans out there, especially shout out to the A1 Day One, Mama Bear being a veteran. She's the GOAT. She's the greatest. Shout out to her, and shout out to all other veterans out there who do so much for all of us and make this country safe and an awesome, amazing place. It really, I've met a lot of veterans, and a lot of you guys are pretty crazy and wild, but the willingness and back to the sacrifice. Thank you very much. Sincerely, thank you so much. Happy Veterans Day to you guys all. I hope you get a bunch of free meals and have a really good time. Enjoy. And today we're going to kind of focus on our veterans a little bit. We're just going to talk about a product and a reminder of how veterans can use this or leverage this to get into real estate. And now it's actually one of the best loan tools in the market. Many of us have heard about VA loans. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So a VA loan is if you have I'm going to screw this up. It's like DW-214. And the proof that you are in the military in some capacity, whether even if you're in the National Guard or if you're full blown in the Army or you're a Navy SEAL, either or you have access when you work with a loan officer. If you need a loan officer, I can connect you with one. I like Caleb Jennings quite a bit he just switched over to Guarantee Rate in Chicago. Shout out to Caleb. You can qualify for putting 0% down on a property. So you can buy a property and you can put $0 down and you can own this property. And this could be a multi-unit property. This could be an investment property. It could be anywhere up to 4 units. It could be 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units. Or it could be a single family room and single family home. And then you Airbnb out the bedroom. Say if you're in a metro area like Denver, Miami, Chicago, or something like that. You can find ways to figure out to cut your income. It just depends on what your goal is. So say if your goal as a veteran is to acquire more rental properties and to build out a portfolio for that. House hacking is the term that many of us are familiar with if you are in the real estate space. And if you're not, house hacking very quickly would be just you live in your property, you get a primary residence loan, so you're living in it. And then say it's a duplex, you're renting out the other side and you're taking their rent to help lower your cost of living. So you have a house and you're hacking your bills by having somebody else pay for it. And you could do this if it was a duplex, triplex, fourplex, or if you are living in one and, like we talked about, renting out the bedrooms, or say if you just got one roommate who's living with you in the house, or whatever, however that would structure it. If you have other people who are paying your bills on a primary residence loan, that would be considered house hacking. So you can talk to any type of loan officer and kind of I highly recommend talking to 2 or 3 loan officers, just trying to gauge the quality, the interest rates and all, and a few other things, right? There's only really a couple ways that lenders make money. And we want to just make sure that the lowest interest rate isn't always the best, because we want to make sure that there's just a ton of paperwork. If the government is going to help you get a house for 0% down, you can bet that there's going to be paperwork. It's probably going to be a little bit slower. Your offer is not going to be as good on a property as, say, a cash offer, but it's hell of a lot better than nothing. And especially the market's really starting to slow down. So this would be an opportunity to lock in something like that. It's just, you got to be really careful and run your numbers, because if you put 0% down on a property, this is just kind of going back and forth, the pros and cons. So a pro would be, you would be able to get into, say, you could own a $300,000 triplex for 0% down. You could get in it and you can move it and no money out of your pocket. They'll even wrap some lenders will even wrap closing costs and all origination fees and all this bullshit right into your loan. They'll wrap it all in. So you walk in with paying nothing. The con to that, right, would be you would have a much bigger piece of debt. You would have to owe the entire $300,000, and you'd have to make payments on the entire loan amount. Excuse me. You'd have to pay for the entire loan amount, whatever that monthly bill would be, and then whatever the interest rate would be. And maybe it'd be a good idea. It turns out, and this is a little side note, but you can pay money to get a lower interest rate. You can buy points with cash. In the past, I paid $1,000 to get a whole interest point off. It depends on the lender. It depends on the structure of the loan. It depends on the economy and kind of what's going on, but you'll just have to talk to your loan officer, because they're pretty much the same. They're kind of just checking to see how much money you make and then how much debt you have that you got to pay. It's called DTI, debt to income. But that's like the primary thing that they're going to be looking at to see if they want to put you in this house or not. But they are definitely more lenient with veterans, and they definitely want veterans. Like, the government wants veterans to own homes, and the support through that ties to the banks, and then the banks are allowed to actually write off these loans with 0% down. So you go in there, the pro would be you get into this house with little to no money. The con would be you just got to know your numbers. You got to really know your numbers on how much this payment's going to be, how much is the interest going to cost me, how much are my taxes. You can see a list of expenses that we were talking about yesterday on real estate. You got to equate all of those, and you just want to make sure that you can stomach the payment. And if that makes sense for you, right? You don't have to buy the biggest you don't have to take out the biggest loan that you can possibly get. But I think it ranges all the way up. They increased it to like $715,000. So whether you're doing like an FHA or you're doing a VA loan, FHA would be something more like My Speed, where you're moving into a primary residence and you're putting a small amount down and be like 3.5% to 5%, versus a VA loan where you could get in there, pretty much the same loan, your Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and you could just put no money down. So I wanted to touch on that real quick for veterans. That is an option. So I'd highly recommend looking into that if that's something that you need or want to do. It's just another tool in your tool belt, right? A tool in your tool belt. You don't have to rely. You can only do one at a time. You can do multiple of these loans, but you can only do one at a time. So if you're a veteran, you're thinking, oh man, I'm going to go out and buy 100 properties with no money down. It's like, that you cannot do, because you can only do one at a time or one every year or 2 years. I'm not sure. You'd have to talk to a lender or professional about that. But I know you can at least do your first one. And that is the hardest part. if it makes anyone feel any better who's just trying to get started in real estate and trying to get rolling and going, is the simple fact that the hardest deals are usually the first one or two. And then after that, then banks start getting more flexible. You've gained it. You just own property, so you kind of know the expenses, or you kind of know how to make some profit on it. And then it gets more lenient over time. But really, at the end of the day, just looking at yourself, looking at your resources, looking at what you want to do, and then talking about how that VA loan could be a nice little product for you. One of the biggest benefits is the no money down. One of the cons is that the payment could be a little higher. So just on the lookout for that. You're going to get some lenders. You're like, VA loan. And it's like, okay, let's make sure that this doesn't make us go bankrupt and we lose all of our other shit, such as our stocks or our cash savings and all that other good stuff we've been working so hard to save. So be very careful. Know your numbers. If you need help connecting with a lender or someone to talk to, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I know dozens and dozens of lenders, and I can introduce you to many of them. Some of them, there's lots of lenders who specialize in working with only veterans. So I would highly recommend working with one of those, because nobody's good at anything if they don't do it a lot, right? No one is good at anything if they do not do it a lot. So give yourself a break if you don't do it a lot. But if you can find somebody who is an expert in your field, remember, it's probably going to make the process a whole lot easier. But all right, that's what we wanted to do and jump on here today. Other things I would talk about would be more so just more thanks to the veterans. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. There's, in the podcasts I listen to, the forums I read, the articles I get sent and everything, it's seeing that the military community is continuing to expand their investments as they're going off, because these people are working, they're gone, and then they're getting allowances, stipends. Like, you get a lot of good benefits in the military. It's just you're getting beat up so bad physically and psychologically. It's like, can you remember how to manage it and stuff like that? So, but it's great to see that so many people are taking more advantage of the benefits that you're getting. If you're going to go and put your life on the damn line for the government and taking resources and all that stuff, like, dude, take advantage of these loans, take advantage of your stipends, take advantage of disabilities, take advantage of everything you can get your hands on. I want veterans, feel free to take all that shit. Don't feel bad about that, because the government's printing money and they're doing things in their own agendas too. If you're going to go out and put your ass on the line, like, feel free, please do not hesitate to maximize your own benefits and get what you deserve. Truly. Like, if you're going out there and you're fighting the fight, man, you earned it. Like, this is what you get back. Don't waste it, please. I can't stress that enough. Don't waste it. If you can get it, take it and rock it, maximize it, leverage your resources, man, and do the best that you can. If you ever want to talk to me one-on-one, if you are a real estate investor and you want to take more action, you want to be held accountable, if you're in your 30s, and I'm right here with you. We're running. We're gunning. We're doing it every single day. Wouldn't say anything or have us go through anything that I'm not practicing myself. So if you are a real estate investor and you need a life coach, someone in your corner, someone you can talk to, someone who's going to be like, you need to do this. We got to do this. And then we have 2 weeks apart, and then we meet it back together for another meeting. It's like, what got done? What can we improve? What can we do different next time? How can this get better? And just the collaboration and the accountability every other week, working together. Additionally, free tools to help figure out financial freedom if your goal is to retire at a younger age. And additionally, accountability and activity trackers to help just measure this stuff. Because one thing, even if you don't work with me, one of the biggest benefits of having the coach is just simply this principle of measurement. You need to measure what it is you're doing. You need to measure what it is that we're taking action on. We need to measure on what's working and what's not working, because there's only a small percentage of activities that are going to make you most of your money. And I want to help everyone focus one thing at a time. The information's flooding from absolutely everywhere. We got to put the blockers up, pick what we're good at, streamline that motherfucker, and just take a bunch of action and get it done. So if you need help and support with that, always here as your life and business coach. Thanks so much. And now that my sales pitch is done, thanks again, veterans. Happy Friday to you all. I hope everyone has a great, exciting weekend. I'm excited for the weekend as well. I turned 28 on Sunday. 28 on Sunday. So we're pretty early in this journey, but I'm really excited to keep chipping away, kind of see what we can get done, see what we can do to grow our business, coaching business, our real estate business, relationship with my amazing girlfriend. Very, very excited, very grateful and happy. And it's all possible because of you guys, the veterans. So thanks, guys. I'm rolling out of here. Got some stuff to do, get done on this dreary, rainy Friday. So it should be easy to stay focused and work really hard in the office today. Crack-a-lackin'. Let's get it done. Everyone have a great, amazing Friday. I'm out of here. I'll see you all on bright and early Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be back here live with episode 161. We're at episode 160. Holy cow. So if you're thinking about creating content, man, just start going because it just starts adding up over time. Like, I don't know if this is proof to you, but just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep taking action. And we'll get whatever the hell we want. Nobody's going to stop us. We got this. Cheers, friends. Stay motivated. Stay hungry. Stay accountable. Keep taking action. And I'll see you guys all Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Cheers. I'm out.